So I knew the AX10 needed some work when I took it out of the box, but I didn't really know how much work I'd be putting into it. It needed quite a bit, but I'm done with the first set of upgrades, and I'm pretty happy with what I've got now. So that's a revised AX10. Can't see much of what's going on here with the lid on. First off, we did a custom body. Pretty simple. We got the Ridgecrest body in all clear, and we did the black and green axial paint scheme, just like all the rest of my axial vehicles. Just keeping the theme going. Black on green with a few axial stickers. Nothing too spectacular. Wanted to keep it plain and clean. There's a green back door. And there's the front. So that's the body. We did tinted windows, real dark tint, so you can barely see through them. There's not much to see on the inside. We adjusted the body back a little bit, as the stock body was a little forward, so we pulled it back about a ½ inch. So it looked a little more centered. That's about it for the body. I put the Proline pullers on there just to help to get the clips off a little easier. So we popped the top, and here we go with the upgrades. You see it's a little lower. Changed quite a bit of stuff on there. I'm going to go down the list and explain what went on here. First off, we changed the receiver, got rid of the stock axial system, and switched over to a Spectrum system. I like the Spectrum performance much better, plus I use Spectrum in all the rest of my cars, so switched over to Traxxas. It comes with the Tamiya style plugs, so we had to solder on the Traxxas connector to the stock Axial ESC, which I'll use until I burn it up. It actually has a drag brake, and it's a Castle ESC, so it should do good as long as I keep it relatively dry. I might look into water resistance later, not waterproofing, but water resistance. But it seems like just from what I've read, it seems like a pretty decent ESC to start with, so I'm going to keep it on there. I actually haven't driven the vehicle yet. This is the first vehicle ready to run that I've bought, and immediately did upgrades. The tires are dirty because these are R35 Ripsaws, and I switched them off of my Wraith and put the stock Ripsaws from the Ridgecrest onto the Wraith. I intend for this to be a crawling machine. The Wraith is a little faster, so I think those tires will do better there. I took the Wraith tires and put them on here, so that's why they're a little dirty. Try to clean them up a little bit, but I figured what's the point, because I'm going to go out and get them dirty. With that being said, I still haven't driven it, so I don't know exactly what the performance is going to be like. I'm going to take it out later on and see how it does. We programmed this ESC with the drag brake on, all the crawler settings, 50% reverse, because I don't like to go backwards fast. That's a personal preference. It's something I do on most of the slower moving vehicles. I think most all of my vehicles have low power reverse. It's just something I like, a personal preference. Came with the the glued on wheels, and I had to remove them because I originally had the stock wheels on bead locks here, but like I said, I switched them out for the R35s from the Wraith. But even still, I had to boil them off of the stock rims, and they were pretty tough. It took quite a while to get them off of the rims, but they came off, and they mounted well. They look fine. They're actually right here on the Wraith installed, a little firmer than the R35s. I bought new bead locks for those, and I installed these on the Ridgecrest before I decided that I wanted to change them out. So back to the Ridgecrest. The bead locks don't come drilled, so I drilled 2 small holes in them on each side. I think that helps with the grabbing and all. I also installed around 5 ounces of weight in each wheel. I think 5 in front and 4 in rear. It seems to be a good combination on the Wraith. I actually have even all the way around on the Wraith, so I went a little bit heavier on the front in the Ridgecrest. Just try to give it a little extra grip and a little extra weight up front. We changed out the 20 turn motor for 55, also from Axial. I still use the same Axial. I have the same motor in my Dingo, and I like the performance. It's a little slow, but it's torquey as all get out. So I like that motor, so we put her back in there. You can barely see it. I'm sitting up in there underneath the power switch. Little 55 turn motor. I got that pretty cheap on Amazon. I figure I can replace it very easily if it ever goes bad on me, and if I also want to upgrade at some point and get a really decent 55 in there, I can do that as well. I don't see the need. That 55 by Axial does a really good job, and if that one dies, I'll probably put the same thing back in there. I switched the battery mount to the front. The stock configuration has the battery mount in the rear. Simple switch. I moved the ESC and receiver from the front position to the rear. Just a simple swap. Four screws on each side. Pop the battery tray out and put it in the back, and put the receiver in the front. I had to get a little servo extension to make the receiver connect, because the stock receiver's wire isn't long enough to reach all the way to the back. So you could see a little servo extension right there. No problem, tucks right in there, no problem at all. In the process of changing the motor, I opened the complete transmission up. There's no grease in there, so I greased the transmission. I adjusted the slipper. I put no slip in there. I don't need slip on my crawler. It won't be going that fast. Like I said before, I put the drag brake on there. There was no Loctite on the pins, on pretty much anything. Everything needed to be lubed and Loctite. You always hear that ready to runs are ready to inspect, and this is a true definition in that case. I had to Loctite nearly every screw that needed it on the kit. But I'm glad I went through and I put everything back. The only thing I haven't done is gone into the diff cases yet, and I'll do that as I change out the gears in the next batch of upgrades. Underneath, I changed the suspension links from the stock ones, stock plastic bendy ones, to these stronger axial aluminum ones. On the Wraith build, I used the STRC, and just to do something different. Plus, I got a good deal on the axial links for this one, so that's what I installed here. They look good, seem pretty strong. Anxious to get out and see how they do. Also, we went with the STRC steering links up front again, with the aluminum servo horn. The STRC links, they did a good job on my Wraith. I didn't see why I couldn't use them again, so that's what we have. Here they are on the AX10, and here they are on the Wraith. They fit pretty similar. As you can see, some of their vehicles. So that's why they use a lot of the same parts. And that's just about it for the first round of upgrades. Pretty anxious to get this one out and see how well she does. It has just a bit more articulation than the Wraith does. There's a ruler, and we're looking at 7.5 or 8 inches of height off of that wheel. So it's on both sides. That's a clear 8 inches there. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, if the camera translates the number, but pretty anxious to get out and see how this flexes on the rocks. So that's about it for round 1 of the AX10 Ridgecrest upgrades. I'll be taking me out sometime soon, hopefully today, see how she runs. I haven't even turned her on yet since I haven't turned it on at all. I've had it for a week. It's driving me crazy. Patience is a virtue, and I don't have much of it. So I think it's time to take her out. I'll be posting first run videos as it happens, and that's it. Oh, I almost forgot. There'll also be more upgrades coming. I need to upgrade the rear lockouts and the C-hubs and the knuckles. I'm gonna go ahead and change the diff covers. I'm looking at strength upgrades next, strength and performance upgrades next. The gears need to be do the underdrive, overdrive. Just performance upgrades. I want to make this a pretty capable crawler. The most capable in my lineup of RCs. So another video featuring the upgrades, the next round of upgrades, will be coming soon. Now that's it.